Top of the morning, top of the morning. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. I know I am. Very humid day today in Palm Springs. Kind of odd for the desert. But hey, great day. A lot of fun things to share. A lot of updates, a lot of changes in here. Definitely excited to go over some of these, as well as kind of mention, in the last video, I did kind of just mention a few exciting things and some new things that were kind of coming. I do have some things to add to that I think a lot of you might find pretty interesting. I cannot believe it's already been a couple months since we did a Humidor tour, but I really not kind of wanted to show this room at all until I had it at least mostly how I wanted it. It's still not, but that's okay. At least there's been so many changes. This will be a nice updated video for sure. I think the biggest thing a lot of people are probably going to notice right off the bat, if you watch the other videos, is I no longer do a featured wall. This entire wall, literally, from one end all the way to the other, was comprised of 3 companies. That'd be Fuente, My Father's, and Padron. I do currently still carry a lot of each, but I just, how much I'm displaying at one point, it just got to be where it's taking up way too much shelf space. They're phenomenal products, good companies. Certainly nothing against them, but in a market that's so competitive right now, I can't take up so much shelf space for just 3 companies. So I did make some changes. Please, please, please let me know. Drop a comment. Do you like the changes? Do you not like the changes? Am I heading in the right direction? Let me know. I'm very curious. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the consumer. I want everyone to have the easiest and most seamless experience possible. That's kind of why I went ahead and just made everything truly alphabetical now, which I think might make everyone's lives a little bit easier. But yeah, I'll go ahead and start with our Aganorsa section. Very small, just like our AJ Fernandez, very small. These will be getting expanded, don't worry. But again, if there's a cigar that you enjoy and you don't see it in here, drop a comment below. I'm always trying to keep what the people want, not just what I like to smoke. Yeah, many changes, many changes. This is probably going to be a lengthy video. So I would say, probably just sit back, relax, grab a good drink, and let's check out some cigars. I'll kind of sprinkle in some exciting news along the way. So right off the bat, the newest edition, Aganorsa. We have obviously had things like the Lunatics before, right? Very well-known product, large following. We have a lot of regulars that are on this product. A lot of people didn't even know that that was an Aganorsa product, which I found pretty funny. But they are a large company and they have a lot of amazing products. So I went ahead and picked up some of the Connecticut's. So I got the Aniversario Connecticut's and a Robusto and a Toro. And then I even grabbed their Maduro as well. That's going to be a Toro. The Lunatics, I have a lot of people, it's kind of weird. I have a lot of people that like the single sticks for the Habanos, but I have a lot of box buyers for the Maduros. So kind of funny. I do enjoy these products. I think my favorite one that I've had hands down, this little guy right here. I love the Supreme Leaf. This has a lot of like malt and peanut butter notes to it. I actually made a short on this little guy. Really delicious. This isn't something that you can just order anytime. Kind of a little bit more of a allocated. I don't even think it's allocated. I think it's just kind of a product that's not released too often. But I do love them. The signatures as well. Really solid. Obviously, these are just here to kind of take up space. There's a few other products I'm looking at. Sealed box wise, I'm probably just going to stick with some of the Maduros, but I want to have a generous amount of Maduros, and then I want to add a couple more sizes of these Connecticut's because those seem to be very popular. And there's a couple more things they have as well. Some bigger ring gauge options I'll probably get for our big ring table. That's also a whole separate video I have to upload. But yeah, Aganorsa, a really solid company, good Nicaraguan products. I thought they deserved a spot. I have a lot of people that buy a lot of, you know, the lunatic stuff, so I figured why not just expand a little bit and see how it does. So far, it's doing okay. Obviously, we'll do better with more options. Most things kind of operate like that. But yeah, Aganorsa. If you've not tried any of those products, actually, you know what? You probably have, you just didn't know it, because they do supply some other farms and other companies. So you might have tried some of their products and not even known it. But they're phenomenal. Good people, good company, definitely solid. Definitely going to stick around there for a little bit. Another super small section, but again, something, or at least a company that definitely deserves a spot in just about any humidor, I'd say. AJ Fernandez. So these guys, the Bellas Artes, these Maduros. The Habanos didn't do too well for us, but that's okay. The Maduros do really, really well. So I have no problem continuously carrying these guys. Those are definitely more of a heavy full body smoke. I mean, AJ Fernandez, I mean, you're talking phenomenal blends. This is a very consistent company, fair price point. You know, they kind of got it all going on. I have had like a few faulty AJ products in the past, but I've also smoked a ton of them. So just naturally, you're gonna get at least a couple here and there that might have some construction issues. But yeah, those are few and far between. Usually these are seamless, very easy to smoke, very smooth, good draw. They're usually hassle-free. I've only ever had a couple that messed up on me. But yeah, so the Bellas Artes Maduros up top, and then we have a lot of the New Worlds. So the Connecticut's pretty mild. The Oscuros, the 660s. These have been out for a while. Definitely hope I can get more of these soon, because that's a very popular Vitola, at least from that specific line. And the good old Nicaraguan Puro, pretty medium plus bodied, a lot of spice and pepper, very tasty. But yeah, a lot of the New Worlds, those are extremely popular for us. Fair price point, kind of works for a lot of people, big following, yada yada. Pretty much run-of-the-mill stuff. There are a few things where it's like, although I'm not like, you know, jumping up and down super excited to have them, I do acknowledge that you just kind of need to have them, right? I could say the same thing with like Oliva. You know, certainly nothing wrong with Oliva. There are thousands and thousands of people that smoke those products exclusively and they swear by it, and that's cool. Just me personally, although I do enjoy the products and I think they're great, it's, you know, kind of one of those things where you see in every single humidor. So to me, it's kind of just lost the wow factor. But that's just kind of a personal thing. So then, okay, so then the Fuente section, yes, we shrunk that dramatically. I did get a new, I think I mentioned in the last video, I did get the 3s. That was the newest Don Carlos that we added. But yeah, the whole top row, just Don Carlos. Very nice. This is my favorite Fuente product without it being an Opus. Don Carlos, hands down. The Rosados. Extremely popular, deceivingly strong, which I like. I think maybe a lot of people that enjoy Dominican products probably don't like that surprise, but I certainly do. I was definitely, you know, I did have a big meal before I smoked one of these for the first time, which was good, but about halfway through it, I'm like, man, this packs quite a punch for a Dominican product. Of course, I was also smoking their 660. Just because they don't make many 660s, or really any. It's just not a size that they make a lot of. So I'm like, and a Fuente 660? Gotta try this. Of course, the Hemingways. We're going to display the Hemingways. So, and again, right, this is all the Don Carlos we have. I did make space for every facing to be shown. It's just a really high-end product. I feel good displaying it. I smoke it personally. You know, I just feel like it deserved that amount of shelf space. Plus the boxes are smaller, and I'm not sure if you can tell or not, I'm doing the best I can to like perfectly even divide the companies. It's extremely hard because of all the different size boxes and stuff like that. But I just think that adds to the nice clean look, if you will. But yeah, Don Carlos up top, Rosado Sungrowns, nice and strong. Hemingways, so yeah, like the work of art, the bestseller, the short story. I don't know many people that haven't smoked one of these or any of these, right? Like the signature or the classic. I mean, it's just ridiculous how popular these are. So naturally, of course, I kind of want to keep those around. And again, I mean, if you look, these are all More Fuente products, right? All these. Of course, some of these are filler boxes, but a lot of these are like actual, you know, facings that we just don't even have displayed, right? So we have a ton of Fuente products. I mean, just, you know, like, yeah, ton of Fuente products. That's why I just kind of switch a lot of these out, right? So right now, I've got the Corona Imperial Maduros out. Those are really good for the price. I mean, $10.90 for this guy. I mean, that's really solid. Again, California. So California's going to do what California does. Tax the death out of everything. But that's a nice price point for that guy right there. Double Chateaus. Again, extremely popular. So you've got the natural, the sun-grown, and the Maduro. I wish they would have used a different color ribbon on the foot. I think a lot of these manufacturers and these houses underestimate how, what's a good word for this without being rude? I don't know. So people just don't pay attention to what they're smoking, honestly. Like, it's really mind-blowing to me how people pay very little attention to what they're putting in their body. They won't recognize, they won't remember what cigar you recommended them, right? I get it all the time. Someone will come in, I'll recommend them a smoke. They'll come back, say it was amazing. They want another one. I say, awesome, glad you had a great experience. Which one did we get you last time? And they just look at me with a blank stare. You know, like they don't recall the ring. They don't recall what anything said. They don't recall really what it looked like. But in a case like this, I might have recommended them the natural, right? And they come in, they're like, oh man, I totally forgot. It was a Fuente product, I know that. It had a green ribbon on the foot. Oh. Okay. And then if they're newer to smoking, right? Maybe they did go with the natural, but then they're just in here and maybe I'm busy with the customer, so they're like, oh, this is it. The one with the green ribbon on the foot, and it's wrapped in cedar, and it's a Fuente product. That's a Maduro. So I wish they would use a different color ribbon for the foot. Obviously, these guys have been around a long time, longer than me, and they kind of know what works. But that was a real head scratcher for me, especially with like the rings, right? You know, it's like they use the same ring for most of the products. And then occasionally you'll get something with like a green line on it. Some have the black lines. Some don't have. It's just, it's really interesting. Really interesting. I've not really quite figured it out. But it's okay. Still a phenomenal company. Still going to carry a ton of these products. But definitely had to shrink the section down. Especially with like what's right next to them, right? Ashton. I mean, there's a lot of commingling with these two companies anyway. So I feel like I'm offering a lot of the same thing, even just doing this. Obviously, the San Cristobal and Aroma de Cuba, that's kind of separate. Sorry. But yeah, the classics, those are nice. Still good Dominicans, very mild, very light. I do like offering the Symmetry. I really do enjoy that smoke. That's pretty darn close to, it's not, honestly, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say pretty close to an Opus. It's not, but it is a very high quality Ashton. Aged Maduros, still carry a ton of these. These are hands down the most mild Maduro in the shop. So definitely want to keep a lot of these guys around. I love how dark they are. They scare a lot of people off, but I'm just like, I always recommend it. Especially for those that are trying to dabble into the Maduro side of things and are a little, you know, just kind of nervous. I'm like, dude, you got to try one of these. This is almost a slam dunk for the newbies getting into Maduros. Because if this is too strong for you, you're just not ready for Maduros yet. And that's okay. But at least now you know. And then the VSGs, essentially, you know, this was like almost a collab, you could say, with the Fuente family. One of their stronger smokes for sure, but really nice, really solid. Definitely carry a lot of the Ashton products, Aroma products, San Cristobal. That's not changed too much. If anything, we just added more of the Elegancia, added more Vitolas of the Aroma. Again, I cannot display everything. No matter what I do not have the shelf space for now. Actually, you know what? That would kind of lead me into some more exciting news. So these tables, let's just be honest, I hate them. I really, really detest these tables. They've served their purpose, got our money's worth out of them, but I don't like the look. I don't like the color. I don't like the square footage it takes up in a really awkward way. So we have a huge aisle coming that's gonna be two-sided, and I can just stack boxes, kind of like you're gonna have another shelf, right? You'll be walking down like a library, right? So you'll have a whole other wall right here, and you can walk around this corner and then go down the other side, and there'll be products on both sides. That's something I'm really excited for. Our measurements, we're about done, or actually we finished yesterday with our measurements in here. So we're gonna completely wrap the walls in cedar. This is something that kind of has been put off for a while. This room's been like this for 20 years. It's worked for a long time. It's just with the cedar, it really helps with the humidity. Really helps keep all that together. It's just our dehues have to run really hard when there's not any cedar on the walls. They run pretty much all day. I mean, yeah, we're in the desert, but adding cedar to the walls would definitely help a little bit. Okay, now for something that's, should I say some more good news? No, we're gonna go over a couple more sections. All right, so the Dunbarton, Sober Mesa, restocked on that, Robustos, and the Toros. They say no sugar cap. I say sugar cap. Very sweet. If that's really just what the tobacco tastes like, then I need some more of that. But I'm not too sold on that not being a sugar cap. I'll be honest with you. Delicious smoke, not complaining about it. Just, that's a head scratcher moment as well for me. So this is Dunbarton. Sorry, I'm like spacing out right now. I got a lot of stuff I'm thinking about. But this is our Dunbarton section. So I added a whole bunch of the red meat lovers, ridiculously heavy smoke. Super excited about that. Love the marketing they do. This is genius. This is just Steve Saka doing his thing, right? Genius. I love that. I'm all about it. And also I do like the fact that these are really just like a more affordable Liga, if you will. Our Liga Privada prices have just gone up like crazy lately. I say lately like as in the past year. But for a lot of people, they're just like, it's kind of getting out of the realm of being a really good daily option for a smoke or even like a weekend smoke. But you can come here to the meat lovers and it's like essentially the same strength. This is like an all broadleaf smoke, very strong, absolutely delicious. But, just a way to get that strength and that complex flavor, but without getting too crazy on the price. So I thought that was cool. I might have messed up with this though, because we waited a long time for these and I only accepted like part of the order. Like again, we were repainting, redoing the lighting, had a lot of stuff going on, and we had a ton of other orders to buy. So I was a little sketched out. I'm like, okay, let me just take part of the allocation for right now and we'll kind of see how it does. And it's been killing it. Even without me recommending any of it, people just flock to this stuff. It's works for a ton of people. And then of course on the bottom here we have the Micaritas. They're all right. I'm not the biggest fan of these, but I do have a couple guys that are, they've been coming here a long time and this is like their go-to. So, want to keep them happy. And this is just kind of what does it for them. So, but I've smoked several of these and they're okay, but it's just not something that works well for my palate. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, very, very small Dunbarton section right now. This will as well be getting expanded. Some compromisos I want to add, some more sizes of all. Honestly, there are a couple other of these Sober Mesas I want to add. Maybe one more size, maybe a Churchill for those. But these are really good. These are really darn good. I had a couple the very first time I tried, both back to back, plugged like crazy, and I was pretty irritated. After that, I've smoked probably 2 boxes worth. Not an issue since. Super weird. I've never quite had luck like that. Speaking of filling space, Diesel, Whiskey Row, awful. Ugh. I have moved these things 40 different places in this shop. They're about to go out in my steals and deals once I have room out there. I'm tired of looking at them. I don't like them. That's not a pleasant smoke for me. I'll be honest. But again, several people really like these. I dropped the price point on them to where I'm like almost losing money pretty much, but I just want them gone. I'm tired of looking at them. I don't enjoy them. Most people I recommend the smoke to come back and they just very politely say, it was okay, but I'll probably go with something different. So I'm just over it. I'm very over it. Yeah, that's enough spotlight on those guys. Get out of here. El Septimo, I all of a sudden have been blowing through my El Septimo products. I have to get a bunch more. I'm kind of torn on what to actually get because they've all been moving pretty well. And I don't want that to sound weird because every product, you know, that you're carrying should probably move kind of well. But they died like completely. Like I couldn't move any of these for a good bit. Maybe 2 months. I sold like a few sticks. And then just all of a sudden came roaring back. I have no idea what happened. I don't know if someone out there did a review or what, but now it's like all of a sudden I've opened up all my sealed boxes, stuck everything out, and I'm probably burning through 2 or 3 boxes a day stuck out of El Septimo. So, and they're good smokes. You know, I've had several of these and they're pretty good. I did try some of the like the higher end ones, right? Like, you know, I do have some that are like that $30+ range. I certainly didn't find them to be worth $30, you know, and that's me pricing them. Like I try to be as fair as possible. And I'm just like, dude, this isn't worth $30, right? Like you do a really good cigar for that 13, 14. Honestly, even the King Sargon for 20, I would do that all day. That's a really good one. But something about, you know, they've got a couple others where it's just like, you know, they talk about the age of the tobacco, you know, I don't know. I'm always a skeptical person. I'm, you know, from Missouri, it's the show me state, right? You got to show me. I don't believe that those tobaccos are as old as they say, but people do like them. So, hey, more power to them. But either way, company's been moving really well. I'm just kind of randomly filling space because this is kind of where, if you noticed, I kind of ran into a little bit of a crunch, right? I got a lot of stuff kind of ironed out, looking really nice and clean. And then I hit this part and it's just kind of like a jumbled mess of random thrown together stuff. This is one of the reasons I didn't want to make this video because this is like nothing from here to here is like accurate. You know, it's all filler stuff. You know, nothing's really finalized. I need more El Septimo. I need more EP Carrillo. I need to expand more foundation, even though I've been doing that aggressively. Need to expand Gran Habano. I need to do all this stuff, right? So it's just made it a little bit tricky. I'm just trying to put stuff where it might look good for right now. And then, yeah, speaking of EP Carrillo, a couple of the Allegiance. That was number 5 cigar of the year for last year, I'm pretty sure. Of course, when those ratings dropped, we were burning through boxes. And then once everyone tried it, they're good on it. So now they sit. The Encore, their most popular one that we move. Definitely a lot more medium bodied. Good coffee notes, a lot of roasted nuts. Pretty solid. I like this more than the Allegiance or the Pledge. It's probably right there with La Historia for me, or the Platinum Bash. Both those are really good. Yeah, so the Pledge, their highest rated one. You know, 98, like that's, I'm just like I'm not buying that. I also don't know why you're giving any cigar a 98. I've never smoked a cigar in my life that deserved a 98 rating. It's very interesting. And it's a good cigar. I love that cigar. I've smoked a ton of different sizes of the Pledge. All really nice. Good draw, good construction, good flavor. But do not tell me that's a 98 rating. I just feel disrespected when you do that. That's like some cigar aficionado stuff right there. I just don't, like, who are you talking to? 98 rating. Ugh. So Encore Blacks, still got a few of these. I have a sealed box, one more. We did get a good bit of these, and these have been doing pretty well. A little bit more of a limited release, so that's to be expected. just like the Platinum Bash, right? Now that's more of a limited run. We have like one more box left, and then I think once we're out of that one, I can't reorder it. I think that's just kind of the end of it. La Historia, one of my all-time favorites from EP Carrillo. This is what really did it for me at first. I mean, I smoked this years ago, and I was like, you know, I think they're onto something. This is a really good smoke, and I still smoke this cigar all the time. Absolutely incredible, great flavor, still just as consistent today as it was years ago. And then, of course, I do have from EP Carrillo some of the inches. This is hands down, like, this has to be the biggest surprise and wow factor I've seen in a cigar in a long time. I didn't try this for the longest time because I don't smoke 64 rings or stuff that's that size or bigger, honestly. Like 60 is like max for me. So it did take me a while to get to this guy, but I was so confused, honestly a little bit irritated, because I had smoked the Inch Natural and then also the Inch Maduro. Oh my gosh, those were terrible. Absolutely terrible. I couldn't get through a third of either of those. I stomped them out in the ashtray and then smoked something else. Just, ugh, I was not a fan. But the Nicaragua, it is insanely, like, it's not even in the same universe as those other cigars. And the only thing I can find that really is like different from the others is that this was made in the Plasencia factory. But to me, it still didn't really make too much sense, just because, like, you changed the entire blend like that much, you know? I don't know. And then also, like, I've smoked so many Plasencia products, that doesn't smoke like any Plasencia product I've ever had. So it was such a welcomed surprise. My dad actually smoked that, and he was like, man, that's a really good smoke. And I was like, almost scoffing at that. I was like, Dad, these are not good. And he's like, well, you need to smoke the Nicaragua. And I'm like, okay, you know. So I did, and I was literally like, you're right, this is insanely good. Like, it is hands down the best cigar I've smoked that's a 64 ring gauge or bigger. That's 100%. I will 100% say that. So amazing. If you don't believe me, grab one of these next time you're here or just anywhere. Tell me that's not a phenomenal smoke. Like, whether you get through it or not, like, I get it, you probably can't. That's a huge smoke. But, man, that was such a good surprise. All right, moving on. I don't want this video to be 3 hours, but we're just going to keep making progress here. A good project, something I'm super happy about how it's coming along. I feel so good about this, is my foundation section. This foundation section is so nice. I added the Claro on the Axums. I know that's a pretty dark Claro, but it is. It is. You can see it compared to the other. Love the Axums. Still my favorite Sumatra in the shop. Tabernacles. Been aggressively adding the Tabernacles, like I said. The Havana Seed 142. The rest of these are going to be broadleafs. I literally just sold the last of my Toros. This is hands down the most popular from them. It's just insane. This company is absolutely killing it right now. They have the best Sumatra in the shop. They have the best Corojo in the shop. And they have, that's right, the best San Andreas in the shop. These Olmecs. I'm sure you guys are getting really sick and tired of me talking about the Olmecs. Dude. I mean, god dang it. This is so perfect. I mean, you're talking, everything is, for me, like almost 10 out of 10 on this entire setup here. Small boxes, utilizes shelf space, these amazing, perfectly stacked trays. These are exquisite, right? Oh my gosh. Phenomenal product, box pressed. Oh my gosh. I can't say enough good things about them. Even like the Charter Oaks, right? So we expanded those, added the Maduros. Obviously, they're not as popular as the Connecticut's. This is mind-blowingly popular, these Charter Oaks. I'm frustrated at myself for not getting them sooner, because I'm not gonna lie, there was a window where I had a lot of people coming in every day asking for Charter Oak. Told them I'm sorry I don't, but I have something comparable. And they would just turn around and leave. They're like, no, it's got to be Charter Oak. So I, you know, picked up some Charter Oak mostly, and get this, I picked up the Charter Oak solely to get actually the Charter Oak and the Axums because I wanted the Tabernacles and the Olmecs, which are allocated. But little did I know that the Charter Oaks would be the best performing products, hands down. And then right behind them are the new Wiseman blends. I did not expect any Corojo to be that popular. That was amazing. That was such a good surprise. So, and then again, one more thing. I did add the Claro. Again, I know it can be a little tough to see the difference there. Claro, Maduro. But they are the Claro. I also added the Robusto, so now I have Robusto, Toro, Double Corona. Perfect. Just the way I want it. Shrunk down the JC Newman section just a bit. This was super frustrating because I just got some news that these guys are going to be kind of relaunching the end of the year. So it's just kind of like I can't order anymore until the end of the year when they redo all their packaging and all that stuff, which means they're going to be changing boxes and all that. Very unfortunate because I love the way these boxes are. They don't take up too much shelf space. They're beautiful. They still display everything perfect. So definitely frustrating because I have a ton of people on those products. Diamond Crown in general, extremely popular. So, but at least it wasn't the Caesars. They still got the Caesars, which is still my favorite Diamond Crown product. Espresso and chocolate for days, especially that Churchill. And then, of course, still the Maximus, that good three-way collab, and then a little bit of Brick House. That's another perfect example of something that I just do not care for, never have. I've smoked dozens of them, different days of the week with different meals, tried different pairings. Do not care for that cigar, but extremely popular. So you know what I think I'm probably gonna do, since this video is already at 32 minutes and I've done less than half the Humidor, I'm gonna break this video up into 2 parts. I'm gonna upload this part today for Tuesday, and then I'll upload the other part hopefully tomorrow. There's just been so much to talk about and so much to go over, and I was like pretty quick with all that, honestly. Like I didn't really even get into a lot of the meat and potatoes. I mean, I didn't talk about anything back over there. We got some new stuff. I didn't talk about anything on either of these 2 tables. I didn't talk about this entire wall. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna break this up into 2 parts. Yeah, because I still got all my fathers to do, all that good stuff. So let me just end it off with another little bit of some exciting news that I forgot to mention last time. So I've been kicking around some ideas. I already mentioned the possibility of a good collab with another shop in town. That's looking very promising, and that's looking like it's gonna go through, so I'm excited for that. Another thing is I'm gonna start a whole new category and playlist, or a whole series, I guess I should say. I don't know what I'm talking about. A whole new series, call it What's in My Humidor, and I ordered an actual camera and some actual lighting. And I'm gonna start showing people what I have in my humidors because I've got a lot of humidors. I have a lot of cigars, and people ask kind of what I'm smoking and what's in there. And I like how I have my humidors, my personal humidors organized. So I'm hoping to share a bunch of tips on seasoning the humidors, on layout, stick layout, how to properly utilize space, keeping them humidified, humidifying, or humidity control options, all kinds of stuff. So that was pretty exciting, but to actually have like a proper setup and kind of go over some things that are in my humidors, I thought that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, an actual camera, so hopefully everything, like when I shoot these videos, it'll look a lot cleaner. That's the biggest upgrade for this channel, I think, is the new camera. The lighting, some good studio lighting, that way I can actually do some proper like videos, a new tripod, a new gimbal, so a whole bunch of new stuff like that. So I am really excited for that. So yeah, if you combine that with us getting a lot of this painting done, look how much better all that looks. Like there's just been so much going on. So yeah, a lot of exciting news, a lot of exciting things coming. This will be part 1, just kind of an update on our featured wall is what you can kind of call that. Actually, that is what I might call that. Feature wall update video is not bad. But yeah, a lot of good changes. Let me know if you like it. Do you not like it? What do you want to see? I am always open to suggestions. I'm always open to criticism. I criticize, people and companies all day, so I can take it myself. That's not a problem. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I do this for the people. I want everyone to have a really good experience. So just let me know. Appreciate you all so much for watching. I am going to drop a link to our website in the description. We are still tweaking things. I am still adding things. This has been a very long, painful process, but I will drop a link in the description below for our new website. You can at least see about 90% of the cigars we carry, maybe 80 to 90% of the cigars we carry, and like maybe half of the accessories that we carry. Because I just got in a ton of more stuff, and there's like nothing on our website accessory-wise. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. This will be part 1. I'll throw up part 2 very soon here. Appreciate all you guys. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like this kind of content, if you like and subscribe, or even share, it all helps out the channel a ton. I did submit my application for the YouTube partnership program, so we'll see if I'm approved for that. They sent me the email saying I was approved, so that would be pretty exciting as well. But yeah, still lots of exciting things to go over, lots of exciting things to talk about, and we will do that in the next one.